The space station Freedom orbited Earth like a bright star. Inside, Captain John Carter looked out the large window at his home planet. He had been in space for 3 years now, but the blue and green world still took his breath away. "Captain, we have a situation," said Lieutenant Lisa Miller, her voice tense. John turned from the window. "What kind of situation?" "Something just appeared near Jupiter. Our scanners show a ship, a big one, and it's not one of ours. In 2087, humans had bases on the Moon and Mars, but they had never gone beyond the solar system. They had never met aliens. Until today. Call Earth Defense now," John ordered. Within an hour, more reports came in. There were not one but 3 large ships moving toward Earth. They were not hiding. They wanted to be seen. "They're sending a Psi message," John told his team. "It's in a language we don't know, but the computer is trying to figure it out." The whole station was quiet as they waited. Finally, the computer made a sound. "Message translated," it said in its flat voice. The screen showed words in English. "We come in peace. We wish to meet with Earth leaders. We will send a small ship to your station." President Eleanor Martinez called John from Earth. Her face looked serious on the screen. "Captain Carter, you will meet these visitors. Be friendly but careful. Learn what they want. This is the biggest moment in human history." John nodded. "Yes, Madam President." The alien ship was smooth and silver. It attached to the station's dock with no problems. The door opened, and John saw aliens for the first time. They were tall and thin with gray-blue skin. They had 4 arms and large black eyes. The one in front wore a gold robe. "Welcome to Earth space," John said, trying to keep his voice steady. "I am Captain John Carter." The alien in the gold robe stepped forward. "I am Ambassador Zortok of the Vixari. We speak for the Galactic Consortium." They spoke perfect English. John was surprised. "We have studied your broadcasts," Zortok explained. "We know many Earth languages." John led them to the meeting room. His hands were shaking a little, but he kept his face calm. "The Galactic Consortium includes 32 advanced species," Zortok said once they were seated. "We have watched Earth for many years. You are now ready to join us." John smiled. This sounded good. "We would be honored to learn from other species and share what we know." Zortok made a strange sound. It took John a moment to realize it was laughter. "Perhaps I was not clear," the alien said. "You will not join as equals. Earth will become a protected world under our rule. It is for your own good. The galaxy is dangerous." John felt his smile fade. "I don't understand. You mean we would give up our freedom?" "You would give up your mistakes," Zortok said. "Your wars, your pollution, your wasteful ways. We would guide you to a better path." "That's not a choice we can make for all humans," John said. "We value our independence." The ambassador's black eyes seemed to grow colder. "Perhaps you misunderstand again. This is not an offer. It is what will happen. We allow you 30 Earth days to prepare your people and surrender control." John stood up. "I need to speak with our leaders." "Speak with them," Zortok said. "But know this. Resistance would be unwise. We have watched your films. We have seen how you imagine aliens. Always invading. Always destroying. We are not like that. We do not destroy without reason. But we will destroy if we must." The aliens left the meeting room and returned to their ship. John immediately called President Martinez. "They want us to surrender," he told her. "They say we have 30 days. The president's face was hard. "Then we have 30 days to prepare. I'm calling an emergency meeting of all nations." John looked out the window again at Earth. It seemed smaller now, more fragile. The alien ship disconnected from the station and moved away. John thought they were leaving. He was wrong. A bright beam of light shot from the alien ship. It hit Hope Colony, a small station where families lived. The station broke apart like a toy. Over 4,000 people were inside. The alien voice came through all speakers. "On Freedom Station, This is a demonstration, 30 days humans, then we take Earth with or without your cooperation. The 3 large alien ships appeared near the moon. They just sat there waiting. John could not look away from the broken pieces of Hope Colony. People he knew had lived there. Children had lived there. "Lieutenant Miller," he said, his voice shaking with anger now, not fear. "Send a message to Earth, tell them what happened here." "What else should I say, sir?" she asked. John looked at her. "Tell them it's time. Time to show these aliens exactly what humans do when threatened." On Earth, the news spread quickly. The aliens had killed thousands without warning. They wanted Earth to surrender in 30 days. In his office in New York, Dr. Alan Reeves watched the report. He opened his desk drawer and took out a small device he had been working on for years. It was almost ready. Now it needed to be. In the Nevada desert, Susan Wells stood in a huge underground hangar. Around her were ships that no ordinary person knew existed. Ships built with technology from a crashed alien craft found decades ago. She pressed a button on her phone. "This is Director Wells. Activate Protocol Lazarus. Now." On Mars Colony, engineer Frank Powell tested a new material created from Martian soil. It was stronger than any metal on Earth. Now it would become armor. President Martinez addressed all nations on Earth from Geneva. "Today we faced the stars and found them hostile. But we are not helpless, we are not unprepared. For years we have known this day might come, and we have a plan." The aliens watched Earth from their ships. They had studied humans through their entertainment, their news, their history. They expected fear, panic, maybe some small attempts to fight back. What they did not expect was silence. Complete silence. All broadcasts from Earth stopped. All communications went dark. To the aliens, it seemed like Earth was accepting its fate. They were wrong. Under the surface of the moon, Captain George Wilson walked through a massive construction facility. In the center was a giant ship, almost complete. It would be Earth's first true warship. He looked up at it with pride. "What will we call her?" he asked the worker next to him. The worker smiled. "Defiance, sir. Her name is Defiance." The aliens had made a serious mistake. They thought they understood humans from watching their shows and movies. They thought humans were divided, emotional, and weak. They didn't understand that humans had been preparing for aliens, good or bad, for a very long time. They didn't understand that nothing unites humans like a common enemy. They didn't understand that humans, when cornered, don't just surrender. They fight back. And the clock was ticking. 29 days left until the aliens would learn exactly what humans were capable of. The large meeting room in Geneva was filled with world leaders. They sat around a round table, faces serious. Just 2 days ago, they had been enemies. Now they were allies. President Eleanor Martinez stood up. The room went quiet. "We have 28 days, she said. 28 days to prepare for a war we never wanted." The leader of Russia nodded. "My country offers all our space weapons, everything we have." The Chinese president spoke next. "China will open all our secret tech labs. We have been working on new ships. They are yours." One by one, every country offered what they had. Old fights were put aside. There was only one enemy now. Susan Wells entered the room. As the head of the Global Defense Initiative, she had important news. "The aliens don't know what we have," she said. "For 50 years, we have kept our best technology secret." She showed them pictures of huge underground bases. In them were ships unlike anything the public had seen. In 2035, a small alien craft crashed in the ocean. We found it, we studied it, we learned from it. Now we have ships almost as good as theirs. The room was silent. Then questions came all at once. "Why didn't you tell us? How many ships do we have? Can we win?" Susan held up her hand. "We didn't tell you because we needed complete secrecy. We have 37 battle-ready ships hidden across Earth and the moon. And yes, we can win, but we need more." President Martinez nodded. "Tell us what you need." "I need Dr. Alan Reeves. He's been working on a faster-than-light drive." I need Lieutenant Kate Donovan, the best pilot we have. And I need every factory on Earth making parts for us. The meeting went on for hours. Plans were made. Resources were shared. By the end, they had a name for their plan: Operation Silent Thunder. Dr. Alan Reeves was in his lab when the soldiers came. They didn't explain much, just that he was needed. Now, hours later, he stood in a huge facility under the Rocky Mountains. Susan Wells showed him the ships. "We need your FTL drive to work," she said. "Not in 10 years, not in 5. Now." Alan looked at the ships with wide eyes. "These are amazing, but my drive is still theoretical. It needs more testing." "You have everything you need here," Susan said. "Every resource, every scientist you want, but you don't have time." Alan nodded slowly. "I'll need to work around the clock." "Do whatever it takes," Susan said. "The future of our species depends on it." Lieutenant Kate Donovan was training new pilots when she got the call. Within a day, she was on the moon looking at a ship unlike any she had flown before. "This is the Swift," her new commander told her. "It's our newest fighter based on alien tech. You're going to lead the first squadron." Kate walked around the sleek ship. It was beautiful. Deadly. "How fast is it?" she asked. "Fast enough to surprise them," the commander said. "You have 20 days to train your team. Learn everything about these ships." Kate nodded. "When do I meet my pilots?" "They're waiting for you in the sim room. 12 of the best from around the world." Kate met her team. They were from America, Russia, China, India, Brazil, and more. Some didn't even speak the same language, but they all knew how to fly. "We're going to be the first humans to fight aliens. In space," she told them. "We need to be perfect." They trained for 18 hours a day in simulators. Then they trained in real ships. They crashed. They tried again. They got better. On Mars, Frank Powell was working with his team of engineers. The red soil of Mars, when processed just right, made a metal stronger than anything on Earth. "We can cover the ships with this," he told Susan Wells over a video call. "It will help against their weapons." "How quickly can you make it?" Susan asked. "We've turned the whole Mars colony into a factory," Frank said. "Everyone is working on it. We'll have enough for the big ships in 2 weeks." Across Earth, factories worked day and night. They made parts for ships, for weapons, for armor. The public wasn't told the whole truth. They were told it was for defense, for protection. They weren't told about the plan to fight back. In space, the alien ships watched. They saw nothing unusual. Human broadcasts were normal. Cities looked normal. To them, it seemed that humans were accepting their fate. Ambassador Zortak sent a message to his leaders. "The humans are unusually quiet. They continue their daily lives as if nothing has changed. Perhaps they are in denial, or perhaps they plan to surrender without a fight. Either way, our victory is assured." How wrong he was. Deep under the surface of the moon, the UES Defiance was almost ready. Captain George Wilson walked through the massive ship, checking every system. "How's the new drive coming?" he asked his engineer. "Dr. Reeves sent the final plans yesterday. We're installing it now. If it works, we'll be able to jump across the solar system in seconds." George nodded. "And the weapons?" "The main gun can punch through anything the aliens have. The shields should hold against their weapons, at least for a while." George placed his hand on the wall of his ship. "She's a beauty, and she's going to surprise the hell out of them." In his private quarters, George looked at a picture of his family. They lived in a small town in Colorado. He was fighting for them, for all families on Earth. On Earth, President Martinez met with her closest advisors. They showed her the latest reports. "The aliens are getting curious," one advisor said. "They've sent small probes toward the moon. We destroyed them before they could see anything." "How much longer until we're ready?" the president asked. 21 days left on their countdown. "We need at least 15 to be fully prepared." The president nodded. "Then we have to keep them in the dark for 15 more days." In space, Kate Donovan led her squadron on their first real flight. The 12 Swift fighters moved as one, hidden from alien sensors by the asteroid belt. "Remember," she told her pilots, "they don't know we can fight. That's our advantage. We hit them hard, we hit them fast, and we hit them where it hurts. In his lab, Dr. Alan Reeves had a breakthrough. The FTL drive worked in tests. Now they were installing it on the biggest ships. It's not perfect, he told Susan Wells, but it will get our ships where they need to be. Susan smiled for the first time in days. You've done the impossible, Alan. He shook his head. Not me. All of us. Humans are good at impossible things when we work together. The countdown continued. 20 days left. Then 15. Earth worked, built, trained, and prepared. All in secret. All in silence. The aliens had made a mistake. They had studied human history and seen wars, division, and conflict. They thought humans were weak because they fought each other. They didn't understand that the same passion that made humans fight each other would now be turned against a common enemy. They didn't understand that humans, when pushed, don't break. They grow stronger. 15 days had passed since the aliens gave their warning. Half the time was gone. On their ships, the Vexari were getting confused. They should be panicking by now, said Commander Velnok to Ambassador Zortok. They should be fighting among themselves. That is what our studies of humans showed us. Zortok looked at the screen showing Earth. Cities were calm. People went to work. They shopped. They walked in parks. Nothing seemed wrong. Perhaps they have accepted their fate, Zortok said. Perhaps they are wiser than we thought. Velnok shook his head. Something is not right. I want to send more probes. The last ones disappeared near the moon, Zortok reminded him. Send more, better ones. I want to know what they are hiding. The Vexari sent 5 advanced probes toward Earth. They were small and hard to see. 3 went toward major cities. 1 went to orbit Mars. 1 went behind the moon. The 4 probes near Earth and Mars sent back normal images. Nothing unusual. But the one that went behind the moon never reported back. What are they doing back there? Velnok asked, hitting his control panel with one of his 4 arms. Behind the moon, humans were very busy. The UES Defiance was complete. 5 more ships like it were almost ready. They were hidden in huge caves dug into the moon. Earth sensors watched for alien probes and destroyed them before they could see the ships. Captain George Wilson stood on the bridge of the Defiance. Around him, his crew worked at their stations. Most had never been in space before a month ago. Now they were the crew of Earth's most powerful ship. Captain, Dr. Reeves wants to see you, said his first officer. George found the scientist in the engine room. Alan Reeves looked tired. He had worked day and night for 2 weeks. The FTL drive is installed, Alan told him. We've tested it on small jumps. It works. Can it get us where we need to go? George asked. Alan nodded. It can take us anywhere in the solar system in seconds, but it needs a lot of power. You'll only get 1 or 2 jumps before it needs to recharge. That's enough, George said. 1 jump to surprise them, 1 to escape if we need to. On the dark side of Mars, Lieutenant Kate Donovan and her pilots were on their final training run. The 12 swift fighters moved through a field of rocks, firing at targets. Nice work, Blue 3, Kate said as one of her pilots hit a difficult target. Thanks, leader, came the reply from Sergei, her Russian pilot. They had become a team. Different languages, different countries, but now they flew as one. Kate's comm unit beeped. It was a message from Earth Command. She read it and took a deep breath. Everyone back to base, she ordered her team. We're moving out in 6 hours. At the base, Susan Wells was waiting for them. She looked serious. The aliens are getting suspicious, she told Kate. They're sending more probes. We can't hide much longer. Are we ready? Kate asked. As ready as we'll ever be, Susan said. Your team will move to the moon base tonight. The swift fighters will be loaded onto the Defiance. When the time comes, you'll launch from there. Kate nodded. My pilots are ready. They better be, Susan said, because we're moving up the timetable. We're not waiting for the aliens' deadline. We strike in 5 days. On Earth, factories had stopped making normal things. Now they only made parts for the war. People noticed that some items were hard to find in stores. The governments explained it as supply problems. Most people believed it. President Martinez met with her war council. Maps of the solar system filled the screens around them. "Show me the plan," she said. General Sam Adams stood up. "The Defiance and 5 sister ships will jump from behind the moon to these positions." He pointed to spots near the alien ships. "They'll hit the alien fleet from all sides at once. Lieutenant Donovan's fighters will launch and target their weapons." "What about Earth defense?" the president asked. "We've placed shield generators in major cities," the general said. "If the aliens fire on Earth, the shields will stop them, at least for a while." "And Dr. Reeves's special project?" The general smiled. "That's our ace. The aliens use quantum communications. Their ships talk to each other using quantum particles. Dr. Reeves has built a device that can disrupt those particles. When we turn it on, the alien ships won't be able to talk to each other." The president looked at the plan for a long time. "So many things have to go right," she said at last. "Yes, Madam President, but we have surprise on our side. They don't know what's coming." On the alien command ship, Ambassador Zortak received a strange message from their sensors. "Energy readings from behind the moon," a technician told him. "Very high energy." "What kind of energy?" Zortak asked. "Unknown, but it's similar to our jump drives." Zortak frowned. "That's impossible. Humans don't have jump technology." He went to Commander Velnok with the report. The military leader was more concerned. "We need to investigate," Velnok said. "Send a warship behind the moon. That will show our hand," Zortak warned. "If we're wrong, it could push the humans to resist. And if we're right, it could save our fleet," Velnok replied. "The small ship goes, now." One of the smaller Vexari ships broke away from the fleet. It moved toward the moon, ready to jump to the far side. Earth sensors detected it immediately. In the control room of the moon base, alarms went off. "They're coming to look," said the sensor officer. Susan Wells made a quick decision. "We can't. Let them see the ships. Captain Wilson, the Defiance is ready enough. You need to move now." On the Defiance, George Wilson got the message. "All hands to battle stations," he ordered. "Prepare for emergency launch." The roof of the moon cave slid open. The Defiance rose on its engines, still hidden from the alien fleet by the moon. "The alien ship will be here in 2 minutes," George's officer told him. "Charge the FTL drive." George ordered. "We'll jump before they see us." Dr. Alan Reeves worked frantically at his station. "The drive isn't fully tested for a ship this size," he warned. "Now or never, Doctor," George said. The alien ship came around the moon. Its sensors swept the area. "Jump," George ordered. The Defiance disappeared in a flash of light, just as the alien ship's sensors reached it. On the alien ship, the sensor operator looked confused. "There was something there," he told his captain. "Something big, but it's gone." "Impossible," the captain said. "Search again." But there was nothing to find. The Defiance had jumped to the asteroid belt, where it could hide among the rocks. The plan had changed. They had to move early. The element of surprise was at risk. On Earth, President Martinez got the news. "How soon can we be ready?" she asked. Her general. 3 days, he said. "We need 3 days to get all ships in position." The president nodded. "Then we have 3 days to keep the aliens from discovering what we're doing." The countdown had changed. No longer were they waiting for the aliens' 30-day deadline. Now Earth was counting down to its own deadline. 3 days until humanity would show the galaxy what happened when you threatened Earth. 3 days until the humans responded. The next 3 days were the busiest in human history. Around the world, final preparations were made. The 5 sister ships of the Defiance were moved into position, hidden among asteroids and behind moons of the outer planets. Each ship carried enough firepower to level a city. On the Defiance, Captain George Wilson checked every system twice. The ship had never been fully tested. They were fixing problems as they found them. "How's the FTL drive?" he asked Dr. Alan Reeves. "Stable," Alan said. "But I don't recommend more than 2 jumps without a full check." George nodded. "We'll only need 1 jump to get into position. 1 more if we need to retreat." "Let's hope we don't need that second one," Alan said. In the fighter bay, Lieutenant Kate Donovan briefed her pilots. They stood around a 3D map of the solar system. "The alien fleet is here," she said, pointing to the space near Earth. 6 big ships. When the Defiance and her sister ships attack, the aliens will be surprised. That's when we launch. "What are our targets?" asked Sergei, her Russian pilot. "They're weapons," Kate said. "Each ship has 4 main guns. We take those out first." Her pilots nodded. They had trained for this. They were ready. On the alien fleet, Ambassador Zortok was worried. The small ship that went behind the moon reported a strange energy spike, then nothing. And now their sensors showed unusual movement in the asteroid belt. "I think they're planning something," he told Commander Velnok. "Impossible," the commander said. "Humans don't have the technology to harm us." "We've lost contact with 3 more probes," an officer reported. Velnok frowned. "Send a message to the humans. Tell them we're running out of patience." On Earth, President Martinez received the alien message. She smiled. "They're getting nervous," she told her advisors. "They know something's wrong, but they don't know what." "Should we respond?" her Secretary of State asked. "No," the president said. "Let them worry." In the White House Situation Room, General Sam Adams showed the president the final battle plan. "The Defiance and her sister ships are in position," he said. "Lieutenant Donovan's fighters are ready. Dr. Reeves's quantum disruptor is installed on all 6 ships. We're as ready as we'll ever be." "And the city's shields?" the president asked. "Online and tested. If the aliens attack Earth directly, we can protect our major cities for several hours, long enough for our ships to hit them from behind." The president took a deep breath. "Then we go tomorrow, at dawn, Eastern Time." The general nodded. "I'll send the orders." That night, few people slept. On the Defiance, Captain Wilson recorded a message for his family, in case he didn't come back. Lieutenant Donovan checked her fighter one last time. Dr. Reeves made final adjustments to the quantum disruptor. On Earth, factories worked through the night. Soldiers moved into position near cities, ready to help if the shields failed. In secret bases around the world, smaller ships prepared to launch and defend Earth's atmosphere. On the alien fleet, Commander Velnok made a decision. "We're not waiting any longer," he told Zortok. "Something is happening. I'm sending 3 more battleships from our home fleet. They will arrive tomorrow." "The deadline isn't for 10 more days," Zortok reminded him. "I don't care," Velnok said. "If they're planning to resist, we'll crush them now." Morning came. On the Defiance, Captain Wilson got the report. 3 more alien ships just appeared near Jupiter, his sensor officer said. "They're heading for Earth." George contacted Earth Command. "They're bringing in reinforcements. We need to move now." President Martinez agreed. "All ships commence Operation Silent Thunder." On all 6 human battleships, the order went out. FTL drives charged, weapons powered up, shields activated. "All hands prepare for battle," George announced on the Defiance. "We jump in 60 seconds. In the fighter bay, Kate Donovan climbed into her Swift. Around her, her 11 pilots did the same. "Blue Squadron, check in," she said into her comm. One by one, her pilots reported ready. On the bridge, George Wilson watched the countdown. 10 seconds to jump, the navigator said. George thought of Earth, of his family, of all the people counting on them. "Jump," he ordered. The Defiance disappeared from the asteroid belt. A moment later, it appeared directly behind the largest alien ship. Almost at the same time, 5 more human ships appeared around the alien fleet surrounding them. On the alien command ship, alarms blared. "What is happening?" Velnok shouted. "Human ships," an officer yelled. 6 large vessels. They just appeared around us." "Impossible," Velnok said. "Humans don't have jump technology." But the screens showed the truth. 6 human battleships, each almost as large as their own, had the alien fleet surrounded. "Open fire," Velnok ordered. On the Defiance, George gave his own order. "Fire main guns, target their engines." The Defiance's main cannon fired a beam of energy that cut through the alien ship's rear section. The other human ships fired at the same time, each targeting a different alien vessel. In the fighter bay, Kate got the signal. "Blue Squadron, launch!" Her fighters shot out of the Defiance like bullets. The other human ships launched their fighters, too. Soon, 60 small, fast human ships swarmed around the alien vessels. "Blue 3, Blue 4 with me," Kate ordered. "We're taking out the main gun on the flagship." The 3 swift fighters raced toward the largest alien ship. Its massive gun was turning to fire at one of the human battleships. "Fire missiles," Kate ordered. Each fighter launched 2 missiles. 6 total hit the alien weapon. It exploded in a ball of fire. All around the alien fleet, human fighters attacked their weapons. 4 of the 6 alien ships lost their main guns in the first minutes of battle. The aliens fought back. Their smaller weapons fired at the human fighters. 2 of Kate's pilots died as their ships exploded. "Keep moving," Kate told her remaining pilots. "Don't give them a clear shot." On the Defiance, George watched the battle unfold. "There are 3. Reinforcement ships are almost here," his officer reported. "Activate the quantum disruptor," George ordered. Dr. Alan Reeves pressed a series of buttons. A new kind of energy pulsed from the Defiance. On all the alien ships, communications suddenly went silent. They couldn't talk to each other. They couldn't coordinate their attacks. "Now, while they're confused," George said, "all ships press the attack." The 6 human battleships moved closer, firing their weapons. 3 alien ships were badly damaged now. The others were trying to regroup, but without their communications, they were firing blindly. Kate led her fighters in another attack run. "Target their bridge," she told her team. They fired at the front section of one alien ship. The bridge exploded, leaving the ship dead in space. The 3 alien reinforcement ships arrived, but they too were caught in the quantum disruption. They couldn't coordinate with the rest of their fleet. The battle raged on. Human ships took damage. 2 more of Kate's pilots were lost, but the aliens were losing badly. "We've got them," George said as another alien ship went dark. But then the Defiance shook violently. A lucky shot from an alien weapon had hit a weak spot. "Engine room reports heavy damage," an officer said. "The FTL drive is offline." The Defiance was stuck, and the largest alien ship was turning all its remaining weapons toward them. The Defiance shook again as another alien blast hit its hull. Captain George Wilson held onto his chair as the ship rocked. "Shields down to 30%, his officer reported. "We can't take much more of this." The largest alien ship was focusing all its remaining weapons on the Defiance. The other human ships were busy with their own battles. "Engine room, I need that FTL drive back online," George said into his comm. "Working on it, Captain," came the reply from Dr. Alan Reeves. "But I need time." "We don't have time," George said. He looked at his tactical screen. "Where's Blue Squadron?" "Lieutenant Donovan and 3 fighters are near the alien flagship," the officer said. "The others are attacking the reinforcement ships." George made his decision. "Lieutenant Donovan, do you read me?" Kate's voice came through, broken by static. "Yes, Captain, we see you're in trouble. I need you to hit the main alien ship with everything you've got. Give us some breathing room." "On it, sir," Kate replied. "Blue 2, Blue 7 with me. We're going to hit their power core." The 3 swift fighters turned toward the alien flagship. Kate knew where the power core was from their training. It would be heavily defended, but if they could damage it, the alien ship would lose power to its weapons. "Follow my lead," she told her pilots. "We go in fast and low." The 3 fighters raced toward the alien ship. Its smaller guns fired at them, but they were too quick. They weaved between the energy blasts. "There," Kate said, pointing to a glowing section on the alien ship's side. "That's the power core. Fire all missiles on my mark." The fighters lined up their shots. They had one chance to get this right. "Now," Kate ordered. 9 missiles shot toward the alien ship. The alien guns took out 2 of them, but 7 hit their target. The power core section exploded in a bright flash. The alien flagship's lights dimmed. Its weapons stopped firing. For a moment, it drifted in space. On the Defiance, the crew cheered. "Good work, Lieutenant," George said. "Now get your team clear." But, as Kate's fighters turned to leave, the alien ship came back to life. A backup power system had kicked in, its remaining weapons locked onto the three small fighters. Evasive maneuvers. Kate shouted. They tried to escape, but Blue 7 wasn't fast enough. An alien blast hit the fighter directly. It exploded instantly. "No!" Kate cried. She had lost another pilot, someone she had trained with, eaten with, laughed with. Rage filled her. She turned her fighter around. "What are you doing?" her remaining wingman asked. "I'm going to hit their bridge," Kate said. "Cover me." On the Defiance, George watched in horror as Kate's fighter flew straight toward the alien flagship's bridge. "Lieutenant, Donovan, pull back," he ordered. "That's a suicide run." "With respect, sir," Kate replied, "I'm just doing my job." Her fighter raced toward the alien bridge, dodging defensive fire. She locked her last two missiles on target. "For Earth," she said, and fired. The missiles hit the alien bridge directly. The front of the ship exploded in a massive fireball. Kate pulled up hard, her fighter barely escaping the blast. The alien flagship went dark. This time it stayed dark. On the Defiance, the crew watched in amazement. "She did it," George said softly. "She actually did it." With the alien flagship disabled, the tide of battle turned even more in humanity's favor. The human ships pressed their attack. The alien reinforcements, still unable to communicate with each other, fought poorly. In the engine room, Dr. Alan Reeves worked frantically to repair the FTL drive. "I've almost got it," he told George over the comm. "But we have another problem. The quantum disruptor is overheating. If it fails, the aliens will be able to coordinate again." "How long do we have?" George asked. "Maybe 10 minutes, Alan said. George looked at his tactical screen. 3 alien ships were destroyed. 2 were badly damaged. The 3 reinforcement ships were still fighting hard. The battle could still go either way. "We need to end this now," he said. "All ships, focus fire on the reinforcement ships." The 5 operational human battleships turned their main guns on the 3 alien reinforcements. But these ships were newer, with better shields. They took the hits and kept fighting. 5 minutes until quantum disruptor failure, Alan reported. George knew they needed something more. Then he remembered the alien flagship, now dark and drifting. "Lieutenant Donovan, are you still out there?" he called. "Yes, Captain," Kate replied. 2 of us left. "I need you to board the alien flagship," George said. "Find their command center. The ambassador should be there." Kate was shocked. "Board it? Sir, we're not trained for that." "None of us were trained for any of this," George said. "But we need to end this battle now." Kate nodded inside her fighter. "Understood, sir. We'll find a way in." Kate and her wingman flew to the damaged alien flagship. They found a hole in the hull near where the bridge had been. They landed their fighters inside. The 2 pilots had basic weapons and spacesuits. They moved through the dark alien ship, following signs of life. They found the secondary command center. The door was sealed, but they could hear movement inside. They planted explosives on the door and took cover. The door blew open. Kate and her wingman rushed in, weapons ready. Inside, they found Ambassador Zortak and several alien officers. The ambassador looked shocked to see humans on his ship. "Impossible," he said in perfect English. "How did you get here?" "The same way we built ships you didn't know about," Kate said. "The same way we developed technology you thought was beyond us. We did the impossible." On the Defiance, the quantum disruptor failed. The alien ships immediately began to communicate again. The 3 reinforcements formed a tight group, combining their firepower. "We're in trouble," George said as his ship took another hit. Then his comm crackled. It was Kate. "Captain, I have Ambassador Zortak. He's willing to talk." Minutes later, the ambassador's voice came through to all ships, alien and human. "This is Ambassador Zortak of the Galactic Consortium. I order all consortium ships to cease fire immediately." The alien ships stopped firing. The human ships did the same. "We have underestimated the humans," Zortak continued. They have proven themselves to be more advanced and more determined than we believed. I am ordering our fleet to withdraw from Earth space. On Earth, people watched their screens as the alien ships moved away from the planet. Cheers erupted. In every city, President Martinez addressed the world. Today, humanity proved that we will not be conquered. We will not be ruled by others. We faced an advanced enemy, and we won. This is not the end. It is a beginning. Now the galaxy knows. Earth is not alone, and we are not afraid. 6 months later, a fleet of 10 Earth ships, led by the repaired Defiance, left the solar system. Their mission was not revenge, but diplomacy. They carried a message to the Galactic Consortium. We come in peace, but we will defend ourselves. Earth is ready to join the galaxy as equals, not as subjects. The universe had learned an important lesson. Humans didn't just respond to threats, they overcame them, and now the stars were within their reach.